Hi Emma.
Hello.
Any fresh injury concerns ahead of this one?
What's fresh mean?
Any new injuries? Players out that you played last game?
Well, we won't have Kadisha available.
How long for and how much?
I don't have a timeline for Kadisha, but no Kadisha, no Millie this weekend.
What does that do for your thinking as a manager, right at the heart of the defence? Have you got options?
Nothing changes. We build a squad to prepare for these moments, and players want this responsibility. There'll be players across our squad that want the opportunities. They want to continue to impress, and the realities are we're a team full of international players, so no, we have the qualities to cope.
Do you agree with Sam Kerr's assessment that she's okay for the game?
Yeah, she's fine, trained well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much of a boost was that? Because I can imagine last international window before the spell of the season is probably pretty nervy for a club manager.
No, it was fine. I think it just allows you to make the headlines you want, but for us internally, we've been fine, and I thought the whole team today looked really fresh considering, but we haven't had any major travel, and that really helps after international break. But everybody's come back in really good spirits, good freshness, and other than the two I've mentioned, everybody's ready to go.
You played them just before the international break. Does that have any factor at all on this game?
I think the fact that it's a cup game is different. I think the fact that Villa will be disappointed, as they've mentioned, about their performance, and I'd expect an aggressive Villa performance at home, packed crowd. I think it would be a much different game. I think it would be a difficult game, and anything can happen. But we'll prepare as we do every week. There's a cup final on the line, and for us, we will be as prepared as we always are, knowing that at the end of the game, we want to be going to Wembley.
Cup final on the line. Here we are, mid-April. Chelsea under you as usual in contention for multiple competitions. How much do you relish this time of the year?
I don't particularly favour any part of the season. I maybe don't like it when it rains so much in January or frozen pitches, but I don't have a particular favourite point of the season. I might like the summer a little bit longer because it's nicer, though I'm afraid of too much sun. But I think this time of the year, need a good hairbrush. You can see I don't possess one of those, and probably, just remind us that we get to do a job we really love doing every day. So it don't matter which day of the week it is for me.
You love doing it. You obviously put pressure on your players to win these trophies, but what does it say about this squad of players that does that just become a normal feeling, this pressure to win trophies? Can we cope with it?
I think we expect it. I think we expect to be in the positions we're in. I think we appreciate that every year it gets harder because other teams get hungrier and they improve their squads. Everybody's spending money on players, so the quality of the league is, the best it's ever been. But I think one thing we do well here is we just control what we can control. Can't control what the opponent does, can influence it to a certain extent, can't control injuries. So I focus on the players that are healthy. And I think for us as a team, the last game we played prior to the international break, I think we finished a really good block in a strong position, and that's all we can ask for.
What do you think it says about the hunger of your players that you are going for a third consecutive cup final?
Listen, every player, coach in this country wants to be in the FA Cup final, and it's the showpiece event every year in the calendar. But we want to win everything, and for us, we haven't won a trophy this year, and it's important that we put ourselves in the best place possible Sunday. But we have to remember that no two performances are the same. When you play a team back to back, I think for us as a team, that recognition that if you don't do the basics and the fundamentals well enough, then teams like Aston Villa will cause us problems. So my message to the team is take care of the basics of football in a game away from home on a difficult pitch where Aston Villa's aggression will be at a higher level than it was before, and I think you have to earn the right to play, and I expect that our team will be as ready as they always are.
And just finally for me, how do you find the balancing act between the games coming thick and fast? So this one this weekend, and then quickly followed by the Barcelona.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, get the chance to play for a place in the final on Sunday, and then following week play in front of a record crowd at Stamford Bridge against, you know, one of the best teams in Europe. So no, I always say I don't want to be sat on the sofa watching in at a team competing for trophies. I want to be the team that's, you know, challenging on all fronts, and we're doing that.
Thanks, Emma. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Excellent suit. Talk sport, please.
Hi Emma,
Hi.
Hope you're well. Obviously you've had some fond memories in this competition in previous seasons. I suppose just how important is the FA Cup to Chelsea?
Oh wow. I think it's a special competition, particularly for every English person. You know, I grew up with it being a competition, probably tried to replicate out on the football pitch myself, but it's also a competition that we as a team have done very well in. So of course we have special memories, but we also know how hard it is. I think about all the struggles to lift that trophy. None of it's been easy. So the most important thing for us as a team is not to think about that part. We have to think about getting there. And we're playing a very good team, so I think we can't think too much about the past and stay as present as possible for Sunday.
And obviously the increased prize money this season in the competition, does that make it an even more valuable competition to win than it was before?
Still not enough money, so, and I'm not talking about for us, I think about teams like Lewis and teams in the division below that are advocating for equal prize money for good reason, so that smaller clubs can thrive and, you know, be important part of the football pyramid. So yes, it's better, but it's still not at the level it should be.
How quick do you think that should be? Do you think that should be coming into following seasons?
Yeah.
And on Aston Villa, you've mentioned their aggression, obviously expecting a different performance from them. Do you feel like they could be, with the level of investment they've had this season, do you think they could be the next team to try and challenge for the top four and try and break in the top four in the next season?
Yeah, I think so. I think Carla's done a great job. She's built a team that, against the top teams, have been very efficient, particularly from set pieces and transition. The next step for them will be, how do you be even more than that? And she will know that. She'll have to keep improving her squad to do that. But they've had an amazing season so far, and their performances have been consistent throughout. So, yeah, I could see Aston Villa very much taking a step next year to compete for a top four.
And lastly, an exciting few weeks for yourself. You've got FA Cup semi-final, Champions League semi-final next week. Must be an exciting time to be around the club at the minute.
Yeah, I just need to sort my childcare out. That's my biggest challenge this week, how I'm going to keep Harry in the right place. Got so many games, so many hotel trips. Trust me, in my position, that is definitely the most difficult task.